Hopefully all in the correct order. I'm pretty sure I've got this one is live. This one is live. That's good. Great. So what I'm going to do now is, got to bring that one in. Oopsie. Nearly didn't do that. Good morning, Sharon. How are you? Oh, goodness. Yes. So I'm here to do our daily Lenormand card spread reading. And I have got the cards ready to go for the spread. And I think I've got everything in order as far as the actual background deck studios and everything else goes. So I've clicked all the buttons that I can see at the moment. Right, there you go. And I forgot to take your morning greeting off, Shaz. That's all right. We're right now. Good morning, Kathy. How are you? We've got Stephen over there in your... I'm just trying to think. Was that Canadian? Canada? I just can't remember now. But that's all right. It is all right. I'm just going to move that out the way. And now we're going to shift over to the actual card spread. I'm doing it a little bit differently this morning. I've got the Pixie deck here, as well as, which wasn't supposed to show, I have got the Rana card deck there as well, ready to go. So hopefully you can see all of those cards, and that's... Oh, look at that. My Apple Pencil went and stuck to the tin on the side of it because it's magnet based. There you go. I didn't realise that was going to happen. So we've got the Pixies Astounding Lenormand deck this morning. I decided I'd choose something different. So what I did was I actually did the spread with this deck. And this is what we've come up with. Then I did the duplicate over there, which is that way a bit more, of the Rana George Lenormand deck, just for the heck of it, because they're about the same size and they fit on the table together. So what I'm doing, start at this spread. This is what I'm reading it to. I'll be pointing to these. So what I've got here is, and I've just got to see if there's any other comments there. Oh, Melbourne, Victoria. Thanks, Stephen. That's good. I'm pleased you clarified that. So what I've got here is the stars are in the workspace. We've got the fish are in the home space. We have the cross up here in the unexpected. We have the lilies in your role, and it's the mountain in the outcome. Now, I know that we've had the cross over the last week, but we've had the mountain a couple of times through the week as well, and the lilies. So we are still trending on the same energies. And good morning to Rosie. Lovely to see you. Oh, it looks lovely up. Oh, thank you. It was just a bit easier, after the share, just brush it out and put it back up in case it was going to get really hot today. I haven't looked at the forecast, so I thought, well, it was up that way in its own way. Decided not to do a hair wash, so put it up. Thank you. Very, very lovely to see your lovely compliment there. And I've got Sarah and Kerry Ann over on the other side. Whoops, did I put that up? I have now. So good morning, Kerry Ann, before I get into the thing. And Sarah, good morning. I have posted a little loom in the card reading group to show people how to accept or do the eCam link as well there, Sarah, if you want to find that little loom. Oh, a video. It'll be the top one there. I don't know if I pinned it or not. Anyway, I've got the stars. That's what is the bright shining star in your business space, in your workspace today. There would have to be, there is something that really is shining its little light out, probably even sparkling, blinking at you. The biggest one, the one that gives you the attention that you notice. Because if you remember, when you go outside at night and it's a clear night and you're looking at the stars, there's always the one or two that really stand out. this one is pointing to that type of star, that bright light that is actually really grabbing your attention. That's the one you need to follow. So there's some project or part of your day that is going to really stand out and shine for you that you need to pay attention to. Okay, so that's in your workspace, your job or your business, whichever way that you actually operate. And this is the corresponding card in the Rana George deck. Isn't it rather gorgeous? Whoops. This pixie that wants to keep grabbing my pencil. If I could actually almost put these together, I'm just going to see if I can so that we can see the whole lot all at once. Would be really interesting of the two decks to compare together, just to see how they sit. Let's have a look. I could have set this up right from the start, but I didn't, so that's fine. They do. They both sit together. Now, isn't that lovely? Now, out of all of these, which card does your eye go to? Oops, I can't handle that if it's crooked. No. So, and that way, I'd actually need to go in here and put me in the middle as a little one, wouldn't I? Almost. That's the beauty of using eCam. I can do that. Although I still prefer to actually have myself up in the top corner. Then it's looking like I am actually looking at the cards, doesn't it? And good morning, Rena. How are you this morning? Wonderful. I like the green hearts. They're lovely too. So we'll head back here and continue onward. So we've done the star. So here's the two stars in the two different decks. Rather gorgeous in both, really, because I just like the almost a naivety in the artwork of the pixie and the beautiful colours and depictions, the gilded colours and whatnot in the Rana George. Lovely, isn't it? So the next card that we're looking at is in our home space. So that's this one, the fish. So it's this one here and this artwork here on this board on the Rana George. So I'll just put that over a little bit further. I'm hoping you're not getting too confused. It's sometimes lovely to play differently, isn't it? So here's the fish. They almost look like they're going in a whirlpool on this one. And it's about the abundance and being able to work together. So as you can see that they're in, it's almost a geometric pattern in this one. So we're looking at I don't know, I suppose it is that repetitiveness of sorts. The ones on the right grab you, Renna? Yeah, well, they're the ones that certainly do grab me as well, in preference, I suppose. But it's just something that, I've just decided to do it this way this morning. Here, so as you look at that one, there is almost that, like it is a circular. It's, well, whether you're going anti-clockwise or clockwise. It's like, and you can see some more further down. It's that depth of field that we're getting with this one, that there is more to it than meets the eye, but it's also how much more is there. It is that abundance. Fish does mean abundance because it's a huge ocean and you just don't know how much more there is in the ocean. If you're looking at this one, it's the fish coming in and tumbling on the waves, probably getting what their food is so that they can continue to grow and continue in their abundance as well. Or there's an abundant harvest in closer to the shore for them. In this one, it could be just the depth. So we're looking at, and in the home space, that is looking at what is around and about you, in what way you can actually use the resources that we have, the way that we actually do gain our nourishment, our food, the things that actually sustain us. So I'm feeling that there is a bit of an order and a cycle in that, especially since, well, what we do need to eat more regularly. Like, we don't just have one meal and that's our lifetime thing. It's something that is a cycle, what needs to be continued onward, but in such a way that it's sustainable. That's what I'm feeling with this morning in both those versions of the fish. Okay, So it is, leaning, using, not you. It's not almost using. It's supporting each other in that process, because, as you know, fish do school. There's many species of fish that gather in a school of fish so that they make the best of how they gather their resources and their food sources and stuff. So that's lovely. I'm going to actually go here and drop this for the moment, because it's in the way of that cross. You've all seen that my name is Boundy, and that is my website, so it is active now. It's an interesting website. I've allowed my webmaster to have the reins, so to speak. So we're going to move from the fish to the cross. The cross is those things that we take on as our responsibilities. It is in the unexpected position, this one. So a cross is a cross is a cross. That's a beautifully decorative one in the Rana George. It's actually quite lovely, isn't it? And actually that one looks like it's the type that you'd wear as a pendant around your neck, and this is the pixie one. Almost looks like the type that you would stick in the ground as a headstone thing. Look, in whichever way, there is the different ways of looking at a cross. It could be something that is popping into your day that is reflective of something that is sad, a passing of, or something like that, because we do here in our Western society use it as a symbol for headstones, for passing of a death. I wobbled the table. Passing of those those who've died, as a representation that this is where they are placed, so to speak, if they're buried. But it is also that symbol of hope for what is the Christ symbol, having died on the cross for people and the sins, and that religious icon. It can mean many different things. So at some point in your day, it may be that the cross pops up unexpectedly as a thought, or as something that you actually see, to remind you of either a memory or something coming up that you need to be, that you are responsible for, that you're needing to actually do, or because it is about responsibility as well, and what we're carrying around with us as our, look, I'd say a load, but sometimes it's not really a load. Other times it can feel like that heavy load. So unexpected times through the day, you may see or feel that weight of the cross, or that lightness of release, because for many people it is still that symbol of Christ and how he's taken that load for us, okay? So in whatever way it's significant for you. I don't want to dwell on that too much, because really that is a very personal, I find it a very personal symbol. Okay, so what we've got here that we're moving to now is the lilies. This gorgeous, simple depiction. I really like it in that it looks almost alone in its, it looks like it's in snow. Now, I'm not 100% sure where lilies grow. I actually don't know that. Are they the first flower that pops up in spring once the snows start melting? This, I don't know, haven't researched it, but it feels, in the fact that this is in your role, that position of the card, it feels to me like it is that bringing forward of new growth. That is it starting? No, it's not spring. It's coming into winter over in the northern hemisphere, isn't it? And we're at the end of our spring into our summer. So as far as the seasons go, I'm not sure that it's meaning anything, but lilies is the memories of what are brought forward from us, from those who are our ancestors, and bringing that sense of peace into our lives. So we're actually going to have a little bit of that memory side. We're going to have some remembering that we're doing, and probably bringing in some of that wisdom of what is that ancestral memory in with us through our day as well. I love this one with Rana George's, how fresh and bright and light, and it's on a water source. So as we know here, even if that is snow and the first melt of a season, it is going to create that flow of water and nourishment for the growth of the lilies. And I think that's where in our ancestral memories and what we know of our relatives as far back as we can know, that it does bring those fresh memories forward, and that knowledge that they may have passed on and handed on and brought to where we are now in the way that we are, that the people that we are in our families. So I'm feeling a bit of that family connection today as we're moving into the mountains. And the mountain as our outcome card here, the mountains aren't always an easy card to have in our spread. It can be that challenge which we've had over the last few days. I know it was in the home space a couple of days ago. I'm pretty sure it was up in the unexpected space yesterday. So it's lessening often, and the outcome, I'm feeling today that the outcome is that we are coming to our peak, that we have moved through those challenges and those whatever we've had happening for us, and we're actually able to sit and rest, or stand and rest, whichever way you envisage, putting your flag on your Everest in some respects. So because this one is a little bit more of the mountain than what this one here is, but it's just that feeling of you've got there. It's time now to rest, and you can gaze upon all that is the vista from where you stand or sit. From where you've got to, whatever your goal was, it's going to be, I've got there. Okay. Now, feeling with all that, I'm hoping that it hasn't actually confused the heck out of you by having two decks there. It was an interesting way to do a reading. So I'm pleased I did do that. They're gorgeous cards, all of them. And I thoroughly enjoy continuing to do the Lenormand card decks that I've got, but the Lenormand as its own system of divination or guidance. I do it as guidance rather than foretelling a future. It's something that I feel that it's almost like the meditation for me of gaining a little bit of clarity, of having a focus first thing in the morning, and centering that with myself within that heart space. So I hope it means the same for you, that you can do similar through to your day. And hi Stevie, good morning. Oh look, there's no worries about being late. One of the beauties of doing this form of live streaming is there is the recordings. It stays here. You can go back and watch at any point in time that you want to as a replay, no problems. So, and I'm just going to put up, and I can't find where that is. Now I've got it. I was just going to put up my website again because I just noticed it wasn't there. I took it down for that other screen, didn't I? So thank you for being here with me, because it's not as much fun without having you guys to be able to, well, people, you're not all guys, with you lovely people to share in the morning. So tomorrow morning I'll be here again at 8. Apologies to those who were looking for Leanne and I last night. I was feeling just so flat by the end of the day. I decided to cancel the Friday's Intuitive Chat with Leanne and Roz, and I did go to bed early. It's just one of those days. Heat, mugginess, it's not something I cope well with. So, thank you for the feedback. Fabulous with the two decks. Nice contrasts and similarities. Well, it is, yeah. So, consider a move to Canada. It gets pretty damn cold and icy there when it's winter. I don't know. I have some lovely online friends in Canada. Absolutely wonderful people there as well. I'm sure it would be a beautiful place to live. But there's those extremes of temperatures that I don't know that I could cope with. Probably a very nice place to visit though. Look, who knows what our lives develop and grow into, isn't it? And where we are at each and every moment. I know I'm here sharing with you, and thank you. And for tomorrow morning, be lovely to see you again at the 8 o'clock. So I'm going to finish off there. I think I've got to finish the Be Love one first. This is where doing the 2 simulcasts is very interesting. How long I continue that, I don't know. It's been a really fun, big experiment for me. So thank you for being part of that too. And oh, thank you, Rosie. It's lovely to watch me this morning. Lately, you haven't been able to watch in a week morning as I'm at work. Then, yeah, I've got some work, volunteering work. I'm starting soon too. That will take me away, possibly for some of these mornings. I may have to do them differently as well. But that's something I'll announce at the time that I need to. So, thank you for being here and namaste. See you tomorrow morning.